those points as well. So any question related to any size that you are, we can cover off today. Not a problem whatsoever. Now, I think the key question, and it'd be really good actually to get a bit of an idea of kind of who's here. So if you wouldn't mind in the chat box for me, would you mind just introducing yourself? I'd love to know one thing really, and that is, what is it that you do? And the reason why I asked that question is because it's going to lead on to this slide here. And I will tailor my presentations to the people that are turning up live. That's the benefit that you get for showing up today. So I would love to know kind of who you are and what you do more than anything, because my job today is to showcase to you a couple of things. Number one, what's possible, because I don't think many people realize the opportunity that's here right now. And then number two, how you can take what you're doing to market and make some money from it, right? That's the main reason why people choose to follow me. They're looking for some pretty direct advice of how to grow things. And we have launched our new training that, again, I'm going to talk to you about at the end of this. It's a completely revamped version of it, which focuses in on this stuff based on all the requests that we've got. So we've got Carol. Good to see you, Carol. We've spoken before. Amazing. We've got Diana. Lovely to see you. Management training. Joey, founders and exec to lose weight. Awesome. Strategy consultant. Okay, so we've got a lot of consulting businesses here. Social care senior leads relief pressure. Amazing. That will help a lot of people, I'm sure. Edith is a coach and hypnotherapist. Georgina's dyslexia specialist. Amazing. I've not heard that before. That's amazing. Awesome stuff. So a big variety. Flora's a property investor. Zoe is soon to be a sober coach. Amazing. So we've got a real nice blend of people. So thank you very much, guys. That's awesome to see. And this slide here is probably one of the most important ones that I can cover for you, which is understanding like the potential that's here right now. And I don't spend very much time talking to you about me on my workshops. If you've attended before, you'll vouch for me. I really do not. I know you're not here for that. So what I'm going to be covering for you is kind of like how my story has made an impact more than anything. And back in 2018-ish, like I used to basically travel and talk in rooms like this. I know for those of you that are speakers, does anyone classify themselves as like a bit of a speaker, maybe? I don't know if any of you would classify yourself as that, but that was one of my main marketing methods. I would go out there, speak in rooms, and try and connect with every single person that I possibly could, and then try and sell my services. So it started off in property. So I had an Airbnb business. Flora, you're a property sourcing agent. We used to source Airbnbs for people on a rent-to-rent arrangement, and we also had a management company. And I built a bit of a brand for myself, right? So my brand built on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and kind of accidental, really. I'm going to be reverse engineering that for you today anyway. But I built up a bit of a brand for myself because I did something. Like I went out there and we grew our property portfolio. Again, this was under management. So we were like a glorified letting agent, really. But we went from no experience whatsoever in this industry to having just underneath about 90 houses and apartments across the UK, in Birmingham, in Harlow and Essex. And so I did something, I documented it. People started to follow me because of it. And then inevitably, like I started to try and reach out to do a couple of things. Number one was to try and raise more money. But also, I launched a bit of a side hustle at the time, which was a social media business, because so many people were asking me for help. What I didn't realize was the amount of people that I was going to meet along the way. And one of the things that I had to do was become somebody worthy of the attention in the first place, which is a step that lots of people forget. And I'm going to be sharing with you insights today around kind of like how to position yourself, how to build your brand organically, how to do it from a paid point of view as well, but mainly organically today. But I went out there and I networked like crazy. I mean, out of interest, does anybody here do a bit of networking? Just get a yes in the chat if you do a little bit of networking. I would be what you would call a serial networker. So I would go to everything that I possibly could to meet people because I had no connections at all. And with it, I would document it. Okay. And so with that, I was prospecting every day, trying to get attention, failing to. And so I grafted to go and get it. So I earned the attention first. When I got that attention, people then started to ask me to talk on bigger stages. And with it, I then started to launch a series of low ticket products. Now, I had no idea how to do this at the beginning, right? So like I had a couple of people reach out to me in the property space saying, look, Chris, what you've done in the Airbnb space is quite impressive. Like, would you mind teaching me how to do it? So I started to do a little bit of coaching initially. I started off selling it for like 50 quid, like coaching sessions. Then I raised it to like 100 quid. And then I was like, well, I can't do this forever because I've actually got a business to run. So I decided to like brain download everything into a PDF. And the PDF was called The Complete Guide to Serviced Accommodation. If you ever get bored enough and you want to go scroll back on my Instagram profile, you'll see this. But that Complete Guide to to Serviced Accommodation, I started off at 60 quid, people bought it. Started off at 100 quid, people bought it. And then it got to about £300, and then it kind of reached its ceiling from a price point of view. I actually then did the same when I started to also then teach people how to grow on Instagram. So I had a challenge on Instagram that, again, rather than just doing coaching, I productized it. So I downloaded the information, I put it this time into an online course. And with that, I started that one at 60 quid, then went up to 300 quid, then went up to 500 quid. And I think sometimes when it comes to these consulting-based businesses that people have got, if you're not seeing consistent sales right now, one of the problems could be that your price point doesn't meet where you've earned the right to sell at just yet, which is hard to tell people at times, but I'm just going to be really truthful with you, especially if you're selling to people that already know you, your price point is well and truly justified. I agree. If you're selling to strangers, though, you've got to earn that right. And so that's a journey that you've got to go on. Now, I'm not saying you have to heavily discount, but if you've not proven the concept that people that don't know you want it at a certain price point and no one's buying it now, probably the first change that you need to make. But I brain downloaded the information, put it into either an ebook or an online course like this. And like the traffic that I was generating organically took off. So that Instagram challenge was what generated those sales. I ran paid traffic to it. I used my organic Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and also my public speaking to drive people into 2 webinars that I ran. And you can see the spikes from when I ran those webinars. That was like discovering magic for me, because suddenly, like, it was almost like free money, because I didn't have to do anything else. I literally had the info product, I promoted it, and then sales came in. Now, the webinar I had to practice and get better at. I was terrible at them at the beginning. They're all on my YouTube channel, actually. If you search by the oldest videos, you'll see my originals. They were terrible. However, the offer was that good that people just didn't turn it down. And the training was also pretty good. Like the reviews that I got, which is one of the biggest things, like if you're starting out selling low, the expectations of your customers are lower. So therefore, it's easier to get positive reviews. When you then get the reviews and feedback, you improve the product, you improve the service, and then you get more reviews. And you can see these go back as far as 2020. That's like how long we've been going at this. But we do the same thing again. We'd increase the price point, we'd improve it, we'd do it again. We'd increase the price point, we'd improve it, we'd do it again. And that just went on and on in a number of different products and services that I sold. And as we then progressed, and I joined up with 2 people one called Sam Rattling, a lady called Sam, and also my business partner, Nick, as well. We came together and then we created a monthly subscription business. And I'm telling you this because these are all different things that you could do depending on the direction that you want to go. So the Social Selling Academy is what we sell now. There's 2 versions to it. But it's like education with a bit of like, it's weekly coaching that goes through, and it works really well. So what it gave us was the potential to deliver a great service, great information at a price point that everyone found fair. But again, got information, improved it. And every single month we look to improve these digital products. And so whatever it is your starting point is right now, you've got knowledge, right? Because you've got experience. Take that knowledge and take that experience and think about how you could position it to create something that actually you could just sell and sell and sell without reaching any capacity issues. I love these types of businesses because they completely free you up. And so that's why I spend so much time talking about them, is because it literally allowed me to do, people hate the fact that I've been traveling for the last year. I kind of take my laptop when I work anywhere, but I'm back in the UK in June. Loads of people on LinkedIn will be happy to know. But I've been able to do that because this business is mobile. And so I'm not reliant on being in a specific place. The potential to do it. And this is just a screenshot of the Stripe account just from the 22nd. So was that yesterday or the day before? That's yesterday. And so every day we have our £50 a month subscription or our £250 a month subscription or our £500 a month subscription just drop in from the members that we've got. And with it, as long as we provide a great service, people stay. And so with that, Like the biggest thing that you've got to realize is whether your business has the opportunity to be able to do it, because it's not for everyone having a low ticket or a high ticket offer. It's not. You have different ways of doing things, but you've got 5 key things like distinguishments of whether this workshop is for you. Number one is that you've been sitting on an idea for a digital product, but you've not launched it yet. Number two is that you are using social media right now. So you're on LinkedIn or you're posting content, but it's not giving you anything. That's another sign that you might need to change the way that your business model is. Number three is a big one. So you know your stuff. So you might have a long career. You might be really knowledgeable, but you're not too sure how to generate consistent sales. You can get the odd one or two, but you can't get it consistently. 4 is that you want a strategy that fits your lifestyle. So it doesn't mean that you're working like a dog all the time. And you're also not burning out. You can focus in on the stuff that you really like doing in your business, rather than just being a glorified salesperson 24/7. And number 5 is that you're just a bit tired of guessing and want a process that works. This workshop is going to cover all elements of that. And so what I ask at this point, so I can kind of really focus in on where to spend my time, if you were to pick a number on that page there of the one that you most resonate with, which one would you choose? Just let me know in the chat. You can send it to me privately. It's totally fine. You can send it to everybody if you're brave enough. The chat box is open for everyone. But I'm just curious to see. So there's a few of you, not lots, there's a few of you that are posting content and not getting results. Strategy is something that people want. Sitting on an idea for a digital product, that's cool. So you've got a bit of a blend actually, which is great. So like this workshop is built for, if you relate to any of those, this workshop is built for you. That's literally what it's for. And so with that, what I'm now going to do is take you into like the agenda. So I've got traffic, I've got offer, and I've got process. The 3 things that we're going to go through. They're the 3 things that you need to build a business like this. So you need to find the people that are going to buy it, put in front of them what it is they need to buy, and then have a sales process that takes them through it naturally. And so traffic starts with understanding how to build a loyal following. And this is the bit that lots and lots of people are getting wrong right now. And I'm going to try and be anyway, very direct, but empathetic at the same time, because it's not your fault. But I think some people need a bit of a wake-up call when it comes to social media right now. Because the first step is understanding the way that these platforms work. And this isn't just LinkedIn, this is every platform. Understanding the mindset of the user and how to get the best out of it. So Jamie is the example I'm going to use for this one. Jamie is a property investor, a property mentor, and you can see he's got quite a nice LinkedIn following. Now, I've worked with Jamie for years now. Like, he was one of my first ever clients. And one of the biggest issues that we discussed right at the beginning was actually the biggest issue with LinkedIn. And the biggest issue is that people are spending their time and energy into the wrong things, right? They're putting it into the wrong things. And the moment you understand, which I'm going to tell you the reason why people are on these platforms and what you need to do about it in a second. But the moment you understand why people are on these platforms is the moment you can start to take advantage of them. And this is what we've done for years. And it starts with drawing out your buyer journey. So the journey that your buyer is going to go on, which I'm going to show you of in a second. I know it doesn't sound too exciting, but it's the starting point. But then when you get that buyer journey, you can build predictability and then understand a platform like LinkedIn and the role that it plays in your social selling process, right? You get this right, it suddenly becomes a bit easier. So this is a bit of a blur, this image, because this was actually like a real life screenshot that I took of the process that we built for Jamie. Okay, so LinkedIn played a tiny part in his strategy at the beginning. We realized that it wasn't where he immediately needed to focus at the beginning, but we scaled onto the platform. But the most important thing is that we had a conversion asset here. So a mindset shifting asset, which is a webinar. We were driving people into a sales call that was selling a £2,000 program. Now that started at £1,000 and increased. When he then got them into the £1,000 program, he then upsold. So it was looking at it organic, paid traffic into a webinar that shifted the mindset into a sales call to qualify and then driving them through the sales process. The social media platform, right, is about understanding that it's there for traffic. So I'm going to ask you the question now. Do you know the reason why the majority of people use LinkedIn? Just in the chat box for me, throw some answers at me. There's no right or wrong because this is your opinion. But why do you think the majority of people use LinkedIn? I've run countless polls on this. We've got over 300 customers that are live that I've ran this to and I've got information on. And so I'm going to give you this today, right? So you can take it away. So Cedric's gone right in there, right? Network to find a job. Cool, great. Raise awareness of themselves. Network, finding a job. Cool. Okay, these are all quite similar, which are great. Now, with it, the majority say that they're on there to network. Right? So network with people, build relationships, generate new business. And that's actually one of the problems. Because if everybody is on there to build relationships and generate new business for themselves, it makes it extremely hard to actually get that result. Because everyone's in, no matter what we are, everyone is in the take mindset. So what can I get? What can I get? What can I get? And the problem with that is that, unfortunately, if you go in too quickly, you're only going to turn people away. And we've all probably received a DM in the last week of somebody trying to sell us something. And so when I'm building a social media strategy with a customer, when I'm looking at building a digital product-based business or a monthly recurring revenue business, trying to help them with their strategy, I look at what everyone else is doing and I look to do the opposite. So this at the moment is fresh. It's something which is very easy to understand in concept, harder to do at times. But where everyone is trying to take something, we look to give. And people always say, like, give value, give value, give value. We take that to a little bit of an extreme because you have to be able to stand out. What we then do, once we've given value, we then look to use our social selling process and our MSAs, mindset shifting assets. We allow them to do the work for us. And let me show you the example here. So this was a lady that messaged me and she'd seen content that I'd posted, but also here she said, I'd watched a YouTube clip. Big thing here that I'm going to be talking to you about. Tomorrow, she looked at the PDF. So there was a PDF, which was a mindset shifting asset. The video was also a mindset shifting asset. And you can see the message. She messaged me, loved your post tonight. Tomorrow, I'm sure we'll speak soon. She then came back saying, I'll come back to you early next week, Chris. My twins have a birthday party today, so I'm balls deep. Question, does the £250 cost per month remain? I then went back saying, yes, that's still correct, because she said, on your excellent YouTube clip, the deal was £250 a month for a year. Think the clip was 4 months ago. I want you to hold on to that and remember that, right? The clip was 4 months ago. Hi, Chris, I'd like to book a call to discuss what's the best way to do this. Are you free today? Bang. And then she joined. So she bought one of our digital services. This process is something that it's not just me. You're not going to take the time to read all of this, right? But monthly update from peers, positive responding to a 2-link DM. So value-driven direct message that we have is our template. 27 people directly DMing me from the LinkedIn content. So similar that I did there with that lady. 15 responded to a poll, conversion-based piece of content. 33 have either become billable clients, have stated they want to add our services to their offering, or have completed the free trial. So that's one example. Now it's back in October, so it was a few months ago. We then have this, which was a couple of weeks ago. Got some data for you, 150 invites a week. So that's automated. So that's not done himself. He automates that. And of those 114 per week that get accepted, 8.43% book into my diary. So that's from the direct messaging. On a yearly basis, I have 474 self-booked into my diary, responding to the direct messages or the lead magnets, predominantly direct messages. So direct messaging plays a part. It's automated. The average monthly spend per client is £900. So with it, as we go through here, you can see bespoke users spend £900 a month over a 12-month period, and he's driving people into his sales process using MSAs, using mindset shifting assets. It's what we talk about in every part of our social selling academy. With LinkedIn, it comes down to a few really key, simple things. I'm going to break these down for you in the same way that we did for Stephen and Debbie, who, again, 12-month contract off the back of one of her LinkedIn posts. The first thing is building an audience. You've just got to build the audience up. Find people that are active on the platform. Please check to make sure that they're active, and then send your connection requests out. Please do not spend hours doing this stuff. You can get this automated safely for 20 to 30 bucks per month when you're earning money. So get this working for you first. Do it manually to begin with so you learn it. and then automate it so you can focus in on the stuff that you need to focus in on. We then use direct messaging to add as much value as we can. And then if you have any spare time, like spend it having human-like conversations, send a voice note, try and build conversation, build rapport the same way that you would in person. Don't try and sell to people straight away. Add the value, start the conversation, and aim to be remembered. That is your first objective. You're probably asking at this point, but Chris, what about content? Is anyone wondering about content at this point? Give me a yes if you're wondering, what do we do about content on LinkedIn right now? Because I've not mentioned it really at all, apart from some results that people have got. Now, the issue with LinkedIn content, and I'm going to ask you the question here because it does play a part, but you've got to understand how the platform works. How long on average, for those of you that are posting right now, does it take you to create a LinkedIn content? Is it 5 minutes, half an hour, an hour? Just humor me. I'd be interested to know how much time people are spending creating content at the moment. So Georgina's using AI. I've got my own opinions on that. It's not that it's bad, it's how you use it. Edith, 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, what else have we got? So it takes Olivia a day. It takes a couple of hours. That's fine, not a problem. That's cool. An hour a day, that's cool. 5 minutes as well, that's fine. Hour a day for Sam, cool, brilliant. Okay, so the big thing with LinkedIn content is that people are spending time with it. Phil's not really posting. Good to see you, Phil. Like some people are spending time posting content, but with LinkedIn, like how long does a post last? 3 days? I mean, I'm not somebody, and again, you can probably disagree with me if you like here, but I don't go onto LinkedIn and go scrolling profiles looking for all your content. So I put a post live, people see it in the news feed, and then it kind of disappears. The algorithm's a bit better now at pushing older content, but the reality is once someone has seen it once, they don't really see it again. And so people are spending all this time posting LinkedIn content. When I switch it, and I said this to Jamie, I was like, look, you can use LinkedIn content, but actually, why not spend that time creating content that's going to be there forever? And do you remember the amount of time that I just mentioned? That lady watched a YouTube clip that she found because I promoted it on LinkedIn, sent her to YouTube. It was 4 months old, that video. The video that I sent her wasn't even that video. She watched that video, the first video I sent her, and then she managed to watch another one. So she went back onto my YouTube channel and went back and watched an older video. She spent 2.5 hours watching me that day and therefore convinced herself that I was the person that she wanted to work with. If you spend time creating assets that work for you, it's a bit of a cliche, right? But work smarter with your content creation, get better at a skill, and drive people from your LinkedIn to the place where you have got content of you showcasing how much value you can add. Suddenly, you've got content working for you. And that is a big missing part. People use these platforms in silo. It's like LinkedIn is my platform. I use LinkedIn end-to-end to make a sale. It's the wrong way of looking at it. LinkedIn connected to YouTube, connecting to email marketing, that is a synchronized process. Suddenly you've got the power of multi-channel. There's no extra work going in because you're just repurposing a video and promoting it in a place. You're then using direct messages to drive people through. So you're no longer relying on an algorithm. Instead, you take control and then you demonstrate the value that your business adds. Once you connect that with everything that I say in this workshop that's coming up, that's suddenly where selling gets easier. And this is what I mean. Like I've done the same. I don't have anywhere near the amount of subscribers that Jamie has, but like people are spending hours watching me, like 2,000 views on a 1 hour 24 video. That's a webinar, by the way. That's me selling my services. YouTube has been one of the best ways. I use YouTube directly from LinkedIn, drive people to it so they watch and consume and download resources. Jamie generated £1 million in a year, then went to generate 10 million quid by going through this process, utilizing Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, driving people to YouTube and using organic traffic to then drive people into his sales process. And so your LinkedIn strategy, like your content is so simple here. Right. And you can see here, I've mentioned Debbie before, but this person here, Matt Fletcher, who talks about engineering, worked with Sam, my business partner, took on 80 new customers, all from LinkedIn, because what he was talking about was always trending. We spent hours talking to people like this. And if you want a LinkedIn content strategy, right, you can write this down now. Document how you're improving every day, how you're winning, and what you've learned. That's really simple. Like, just document what you're doing and what you've done in the past to position yourself. Demonstrate how you help people and how you make an impact. This is something that lots of people forget to do. And then talk about world topics that everyone has an opinion on, which drives more people to your profile. So document, demonstrate, and then the world topics. They are the three things that make up great LinkedIn content right now. And I'm going to get you to document now. And I do this for fun, right? Now, hundreds of people have taken part in our competitions in the past, but I'm going to give you the chance now to document that you're here. And with it, if you do it, today at 6 p.m., so I'm going to look at all the posts that have gone live. I'm going to be giving one of you a 30-minute one-to-one strategy session, deep dive with me. And I'm going to give you everything that you need to make some changes in your social media process. I sell them for 250 quid. I'm going to give this to you for free to one person who wins the competition. Okay. Now, here's how the competition works. So you take a selfie. I need to take mine now. So I'm going to take it now. So I've got it. I know this is cringy as. So that's the webinar photo. And I'm going to write a post in a second. Well, not in a second. After I finish, letting people know like what I've been doing. I want you to add the biggest win that you've had so far this month. Let people know your success. Pick a win that you've had in business this month, or maybe a win even this year. And then I'd be grateful if you could share one thing that you've learned from this session. If the only way that I'm going to see it, because we're not connected, is if you tag me in. So just search Chris Taylor, social selling, you'll find me. And then today at 6 p.m., I'm going to be picking a winner who's going to receive a 30-minute one-to-one call. And also, I have a guide which I'll give away to you, which has got 100 content ideas in it. So you can also have that as the winner of the competition. Actually, anybody that takes part in the competition, I will give the 100 content ideas to as well. So one-to-one call for one of you, but everybody will get 100 content ideas. And the person that wins it, yes, you can record the session. Okay. So that's a bit of the caption. Like, one of the things I said I'd do this year is become more visible on social media. Today, I attended a workshop that really inspired me to start utilizing this opportunity. Okay, so my way of, one, you sharing that you're here, making some noise about it, but two, I'm going to give some of these to you as well. So take a selfie, share one thing that you've learned, tag me in it, and bang. I will pick one of you to have that one-to-one call. I'll announce it in my social media, so you'll get a shout out on my profile. I will have that call as well. Everybody, though, will get the 100 content ideas. We are a business that wants to inspire action. So you can see the people that have taken part in this before. I think Amy had 1,357 reactions from her competition post. She won that day because she got the most exposure, and that was what we were ranking it on. He did amazing. But we've had hundreds of people do this, which is great fun. Just gives you a post idea to put out there. We now move into the offer. Okay, so half an hour in, we're moving into the offer. So with it, once you know how to get that audience, you then need to know how to craft the offer so it speaks to them. So one of the biggest issues I see speaking to hundreds of people already this year is businesses trying to sell a certain offer to an audience that either don't want it, don't understand it, or aren't interested in you. So what happens is you end up leaving opportunity on the table because you're selling services to people that you haven't yet earned the right to sell to. So I've worked with someone now for a couple of weeks. She came to me and she was trying to sell a service which was £5,000 over 6 months. She had an audience of 500 people. And I was saying, how many customers have you worked with in the past? She was like, well, I've worked with 15 different customers in the past. I was like, how have you got them? They were all word of mouth and all referral. I'm like, right, so here's your problem. The people that you've got word of mouth and referral opportunities from, they already know you, they already like you, they already trust you enough to part with that money to know they're going to get value from it. You haven't really needed to say anything to them because they were already sold. When you're trying to sell to a stranger, though, unfortunately, that isn't possible. So to part with that amount of money, you've got to take them on one hell of a journey. And so with it, what you want to do is have a certain offer which actually meets them with the trust that you've earned, or trust that you can earn in about 4 weeks. And so with it, the price point just needs to come down slightly. So you've actually got the opportunity to get people through the door. So that was the advice that we gave. I've experienced this myself. And again, I went through this example before, but the moment that I went from a 2-day program to a 30-day course online, sales spiked. But you've got to sell the right thing to the right person with the audience that you've built the right to. Before I move on, does that make sense to everybody? Right? There's no point having a price point of £5,000 if the audience that you've got isn't quite ready for it just yet. Can I just get a yes or a no in the chat if people understand that? If you do understand it, give me a yes. Good. Okay, good. Because understanding that is one of the biggest things that you've got to do straight away. Because this realization has been the biggest thing for so many people. So Sasha is a virtual assistant, right, when she came to me, selling her services by the hour. She was competing with just basically price. So I said to Sash, look, let's reframe your offer to an annual service, make you seem really prestige, but also sell it at a price point that makes people go, that is a no-brainer. And she did, right? She started to sign 12-month contracts, so long-term retainer, at a price point that was really affordable, giving people the specific outcomes that she could. And with it, she went from earning 20 grand a year to 150 within about 3 years. Really quick, really simple for her. Jamie, I mentioned to you, 2-day property training he was going to do. We switched it, 84-day program, lower ticket to build the trust to begin with. Jamie ended up doing, I already said his numbers, like 46 grand in about a 2-week period there he did. Darren used Instagram. So we teach all the socials, used Instagram, one of the platforms that I originally used. He had a webinar and he went from doing one-to-one coaching to creating a trading program, a trading training program. And he ended up doing nearly £1 million in 12 months. The sales were very consistent when we built his funnel with him. And so if you're struggling to see those sales, typically we start with the offer as the main problem. Because when you then make the subtle changes to your offer, you can then open up your audience to start getting more and more people through. And so what I always ask at this point, you don't need to tell me, but as long as you're clear that the fact that your offer may need to change, you're going in the right direction, because normally it does. We then move into process. So you've got your offer, you've got your traffic. Now it's about connecting it together. So without the process, this is where most people fail, and they don't see the predictability and the consistency that they want. So we spend a lot of time talking about process. It's not the most sexiest of topics, but I tell you, the results when you've got one is sexy. So most people don't actually have a sales problem. It all comes down to process. 1 week you're flying, doing really well, 3 calls booked, loads of leads, feels like it's working. The next, nothing, like complete and utter feast and famine. And so what we teach you is how to build a business which doesn't rely on guessing. We've done this with over 1,000 people now. And so you do get referrals, which is great, but it's not something that you rely on. It's something that is nice to have. And so what we do with the process is we work out where your leads are going to come from. And I'm going to show you our process in a second, how they then move through your world, and then what's going to turn them from stranger to buyer. So that's what we're going to go through. When you do it, the results, you go from frustration like Donna hid here. So Donna woke up one day feeling quite miserable, struggling, like wanted literally to just throw, well, not throw it all in, but she wasn't happy, had a call. So I do, for our academy members, you can pay £100 and speak to me for a certain time. We went through it, 7.5 grand. She made the following, literally like the following day, I think it was, or the couple of days. Right, with it, just from implementing the changes to her process. Okay, and we still work with Donna today. So Donna worked with us back in 2020. We work with our clients for a very, very long time. Mindset shifting assets are what we need to talk about here, right? So when you understand the power of them, you start to get your business working for you rather than you working for it, which is another cliche, but it's so true. We create a number of MSAs into our process, from the free resources to videos to webinars. The journey is always planned out to disqualify hard. So we push more people away than we do getting people come to us. What that means is that we only get the right people working with us, because we need a certain mindset, certain mentality, and also we need you to believe in yourself as well. It's one of the biggest things we have to instill in you. And these processes have been proven time and time again. And I'm running one now. You're experiencing a webinar social selling process now. So most of the people that we've worked with sell services, many of them sell products as well. And a few of them end up creating new offerings with us. And this is an example of MSAs in like the whole process end to end. So I send a message out to connect with someone, February the 2nd. Tuesday, I get a message, which is like about 2 weeks later. Can you tell me a little bit more about the Social Selling Academy? She's probably checked my profile out. It's optimized. I have no idea what else that she's done, but my website wasn't up and running then. So I went back to her saying, just saw your message on sales now regarding the academy. What's the best email number to get you on? Email and number to get you on. I also provide an initial strategy call that anyone wants to find out more. I also have a free training, an MSA, that you can watch, which explains a bit more about it as well. If you're free now, you can get me on this. The training video sounds good. Bang, Tuesday, 2:22 p.m. MSA goes out. Hi, Chris. 3 hours later, loved the webinar, signed up, had a few issues with the payment page, excited to get started. Bang, deal done. That asset worked for me. Create it once. That still converts today. That was the video that has nearly 2,000 views on it that I sent her. The reason that so many fail is because their strategy is based on hope. Mine isn't. And none of the customers that we work with is either. It's all based on process. And this process is quite small, but it starts with building the audience, then taking control of it, then converting it and closing it. And we teach every step of the way, from creating the offer to closing the offer out to then how to deliver it. Everything. We teach how to build digital product-based businesses and how to get it off the ground and how to get it moving. Hope is not a strategy. Now I'm in a real benefit where you can actually take all my social accounts away from me and we're totally fine for about a year. Over time, it would reduce, but I've got 23,000 people on our email list now. So it's not really going to make a difference, our social media. We could do different things to be able to do it because I've got the foundation. Your email list is the foundation. I'm also not at the mercy of an algorithm, which you also need to not be. These algorithms are getting harder. Has anybody noticed a reduction in engagement on platforms like Instagram and LinkedIn recently? Give me a yes if you've seen a reduction in your engagement. These algorithms have changed. Organic is harder. And so you need to take the reliance away from it and focus in on taking control of it. We get to drive our best content to the people that need to watch it. Everyone who works with us then builds the same thing. And that process is what generates the consistent business. I think you'll probably agree that nothing that I've said today is actually difficult whatsoever. But sometimes it's just difficult to know what to put where and how to connect it together. And so what we're on a mission to do is help 1,000 businesses this year build their MSAs, build their digital products and services, and then create that converting social selling campaign as well. So that's what we do as a business. And the academy is broken down into 4 parts: training, accountability, mentoring, and technology. I'm going to go through with you. The training is teaching you basically what I've just spoke about there, right? So this is a membership, right? It's a membership that you can join. We don't teach anything that we don't do, and everything in our training courses, there's a few of them there, from getting started to clarity to your first campaign to webinars to building your audience. There's loads of them on there, but everything is backed up with data and evidence. The Social Selling Academy is for you if like you want to build out that offer and that digital product. So if you've got a desire to do that, then that's one thing that we do on the academy. We then help you attract attention with clear, confidence-building content that's going to be there forever. Content that's going to help you generate business for long periods of time, not just post and you lose it 3 days later. We're going to teach you how to start conversations that then turn into clients and build a process that gets you into consistent leads. We teach you webinars, we teach you sales calls, we teach you VSLs, we teach you everything that you might want to do. And it gives you that ability to no longer feel like you're winging it, giving you that real plan to start implementing with a group of like-minded people that we're all doing the same thing. If you look in my recommendations, all people will say in the referrals is literally, it's very simple, just listen to me. That's it. Just follow the advice and implement what I tell you, because it's been repeated hundreds of times now. This is less than £2 a day, just so you know, right? So we mentor and coach you as well. We are disrupting an industry here. The reason why the price is so low, you can probably work out how much it is. The reason why the price is so low is because 1, we're disrupting an industry. 2, we want feedback. So I'm not here to tell you this is perfect right now. I want feedback from you, like I mentioned right at the beginning, like I did with all my other products and services that I built. I want to tell me what you want adding to it. I want you to tell me what you feel is missing. I want you to tell me what you don't like, what you do like. And if you commit to that, we will give you as much support as you need to see success for £50 plus VAT per month. Every Monday at 12 p.m, every Thursday at 2 p.m, we have group coaching. It is training. So we train you on something, and then we have Q&A. It's split into 2. We then work with you inside of our platform to review your business. We're going to push you forwards. We're going to set you challenges, set you objectives, and then get you doing the work in the right place at the right time. And there is nothing that you can't ask us. You can buy 30-minute sessions with us for 100 quid, literally £100 little coaching session to give you advice and to review stuff. There's nothing business related from sales, marketing to delivery that we cannot help you with. And what I want is for you to give us the same feedback like we've had here. Thank you for supporting me and my business, for all the times you jumped on a Zoom to help, calming me down when I was frustrated, referring people to me. Yes, that's what we will do. If you are good, we refer people to you like we did for this lady, wondering when I was going to make a sale, inviting me to things you were going to, being on the other end of WhatsApp like yesterday. We now use a much more professional platform called Circle to do it. Giving them shout outs. Like I say, you've already heard me give you a shout out today. We will support you in any way that we can. This was a message that was put in there to the community only a few weeks ago, I think it was. New venture now for the last 2 weeks, going back and forth with Chris and Nick. Thank you for all the DMs to put together an offer and really get clarity on exactly what I'm going to do to help with. Today, after making the commitment and applying myself, I've signed my first client. That was literally 2 weeks. Doesn't take long. And today, you have the opportunity to join 260 other people inside our academy. It's the step-by-step training, the group coaching, unlimited support through our Circle platform, access to our software, which is currently ongoingly being developed. So currently you have lead magnet hosting in there that's live, but we are bringing email marketing that's going to be included for your membership, link tracking that's going to be included, task management. I am an organizational person. Task management is coming, right? In the next few months, it's going to be in there. And our prices will increase for this as we go on to promote it in the future. But you will never pay more than the current monthly amount of £50 plus VAT per month, okay? You have to work with us for 3 months as a minimum so I can get the result for you. So as a community, like we get people to commit because this isn't a come in and have a little go. This is, no, you're going to come in, you're going to build this, and then you're going to be the testimonial that I'm going to be sharing in a couple of months' time. That is what we are looking for when it comes to it. We also give you templates, so presentations, emails, viral content like examples, YouTube video examples, direct messaging templates. We give you it all. So it's just, you don't have to pay for anything else. It's all in here. I told you, disruption to a marketplace is here. And for the first 10 people, right, it's a bit of an incentive. We teach urgency, we teach scarcity inside of it. For the first 10 of you that do join today, you're also going to get, I'm going to give it to the prize winner anyway. They're going to get a one-off call. But for the 10 of you that join today, you're also going to get a 30-minute one-to-one call with me. And I'm going to carry out a full review on your business. I'm going to look at everything. The way you sell what you do, the way your offers work, your processes. I'm going to get you to fill out a form and send me it over. Then I'm going to have a call with you, mapping out the immediate things you need to change. I'm going to consult. I'm going to tell you what you need to do. Map out your plan. And by the end of it, you'll know exactly where you've been going wrong and what you need to do. It's a talent of mine. I mean, I'm going to sound very arrogant here, but I'm very good at it. And Donna here is another person. Angie said it on the other slide, but Donna put here in her one, simply put, just do what we say. Literally on this call, just do what I tell you to do and it will work. Okay? Just implement it, get it going, and you'll see the results that we do. So today with it, you get all of it, plus then the first 10 are going to get that 30-minute call with us. I'm going to be doing all of these calls over the next, probably this week and next week. To be able to join, all you need to do is head to this link here. So socialselling.co.uk/join, or scan that QR code and go to it. So literally, I don't know how much more of a no-brainer I can make this to people right now. Unlimited support, training, one-to-one calls as well for 10 of you. And with it, we can almost guarantee you if you just do what we tell you to do, just listen to it and implement it. There's a reason why people say it. And so if you have any questions right now, please pop them into the chat box. I don't know how many, someone just asked how many spaces. I don't know. I can't check right now. I turn my phone into airplane mode so it doesn't distract me. But if you are one of the 10, you will be told. If you aren't, you will also be told. And then you'll also get maybe like a secondary thing as a little bit of a bonus, right? Just becoming it anyway. Your training and your access, you will get immediately, right? Access to the login details. I need to finish this webinar and give you access to Circle to make sure everything's working. And then from there, first thing you need to do, welcome video, introduce yourself, right? We get going right now, right? So if you're one of the 10, you will be getting an invite to the 30-minute call today. And it might not be today, but you'll get the link to be able to book it in. And I want to start building momentum right now. So if you've been sitting on a digital product idea, we're going to start launching it. If you've already got one, we're going to start growing it and improving it. If you have no idea what you're going to do, I will help you figure it out. And with it, we're going to grow. And the aim is that once you get to 5, 10 grand a month, you will then upgrade to our pro service, and then you'll do it in a different. So this is £50 a month. It gets you really moving nicely here. And then if you want to then grow it to 20, 30, 50 grand a month, you can join pro. Different route. And pro is only £250 a month. So like, it's not even that expensive either, right? So I don't know, again, how much more of a no-brainer that I can make it. Anyway, there are still 27 of you that are live right now. I literally lost like 30 of you about 5 minutes ago. So I have no idea how many people are going to be joining us. But if anyone has any questions right now, Q&A box or the chat box, because it's a bit quieter today. I'll hang around for the next like 5 minutes or so. Just let me know, like any questions that you've got. Zoe, great to have you on board. Joey, great to have you on board. Good to have you with us. If you have any questions at all, now is your time. After the 3 months, great question. It just goes to a monthly rolling subscription. So some of you, the reason it's 3 months is that's typically how long it takes people to really see the benefit. And month 1, you'll see a result. Month 2, it grows. Month 3, you're like, this is really good. And that's where the testimonials come in. But actually, some of you might take a little bit longer, month 4, month 5, month 6. But by the end of it, like it just goes into a monthly subscription. So some people are just happy being in the £50 a month membership. Some people want to grow it even further and start looking at paid traffic and start looking at higher level personal branding, public speaking, which you then go into pro. So amazing. I don't think I've got any questions. So I think I'll leave it there. Thank you all so much for your time and attention today. If you do have any other questions, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Instagram. Come and find me. I will be picking the social media winner today in the next couple of hours or so. So you've got times to get your post out there. Yes, it's £50 plus VAT per month. There's no other catch. You can buy a call with me if you want to, which is £100. But that is it. There's nothing else to buy. Like we give you everything for that, right? That is it, everything. Just to make that really clear. Yes, it is. Rob, if it isn't, just drop me a note and I'll follow you up. It should be working. Sometimes it can take a couple of times, but if you've placed the order and you're on the payment link, I will email you anyway, because you'll come through on the order. I'll finish this and I'll email you and get you moving. Thank you all so much for your time and attention today. You've been awesome. Have a great day, evening, afternoon, whenever you're watching this. The replay will be live in the next couple of days or so. Thank you very much and goodbye for now.